Sisoak Speaks and Dune is done. I'm Michelle Mortensen, and this is what you need to know right now, this Thursday, February 11th, 2021. House impeachment managers laid out the final part of their case against former President Donald Trump today, claiming he incited the violence on January 6th. The Trump defense team will present its arguments tomorrow.
That's it?
Now, I'm sure some of you are probably saying, Michelle, don't you have more to say about day 3 of the impeachment trial? And the answer is no. It was literally a repeat of everything we saw yesterday.
That's true.
The House managers were just using up their time to say, once again, Trump was wrong and totally responsible. And at this point, let me tell you, no minds have been changed. You either think Trump was responsible or you don't.
That's true.
But the one thing I think we all agree on is that everyone thinks the actions of the people who did what they did on January 6th were disgusting and abhorrent, and they should be tried. They should be punished for everything that they did wrong.
Again, yes, agree.
See, we don't actually disagree all that much. We're actually pretty unified. When we see abhorrent behavior, we actually all call it out. Now, when it comes to this impeachment trial, opinions are all over the place. Why? Well, let's just remember, there's no judge in this case. It's a question as to whether it's constitutional or not. And remember, Donald Trump is no longer president. So why are we impeaching a former president? Oh, that's right. Just so he can't ever run again. And so Democrats have ammunition on every single Republican who is running for office in 2022. What? Oh, yeah, that's what they're doing. Because if you voted for the impeachment, basically, you know that you're getting primaried by someone who is a huge Trump supporter. And if you are against the impeachment, Democrats are going to run ad after ad after ad linking that senator, or any Republican for that matter, to the events that happened on January 6th. So I say that to say Republicans have a lot of fun running in 2022. It's going to be a nasty, nasty year.
Savage things are nasty, really.
Disney is done with Dune. The company fired Gina Carano after she made an Instagram post that said Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors. She went on to say in the post, because history is edited, most people don't realize that to get to the point that Nazi soldiers could easily round up Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them for being Jews. She added, how is that any different for hating someone for their political views? What's really interesting here is her co-star, Pedro Pascal, who plays the Mandalorian, just a few months ago compared Trump supporters to actual Nazis, and literally nothing has happened to him. So if we're keeping score here, you can accurately describe historical events and get canceled. But you can call a Republican a Nazi, and that is totally okay. Not one thing's going to happen to you.
It's so unfair.
This Mandalorian story is really driving me crazy for a couple of reasons. First off, what Gina wrote actually wasn't wrong at all. That's literally what happened. If you look at history and you go back to what happened, Hitler started to encourage everyone to think that there was something wrong with the Jews. And then before you knew it, Germans who seemed to be pretty normal, average human beings started hating on the Jews too, either because they were afraid to challenge him, they were afraid of getting killed or canceled, or because they actually believed the BS that man was spewing. So literally, it was Germans who became Nazis who were killing the Jews. That's what happened. I'm a Jew. I know that's what happened. If you know history, you know that's what happened. So nothing she said, not one part of it was anti-Semitic. Not one part of it was a lie. Literally, there was a crazy man who came into power who got people to hate another religious sect of people. That is literally what happened. There was no lie. And fellow Germans were attacking fellow Germans just based on their nationality and religious belief system. So what did she do? What was wrong? She didn't state anything wrong, and she was fired because of it. Yet her co-star, who is super liberal, can call Republicans Nazis, and everyone thinks that's okay. Let me just correct everybody for one hot minute. No Republican is a Nazi. Not one. Not one Republican is a Nazi. Do you want to know why? Because Nazi stands for Nationalist Socialists. Did you know that? That's right. Nazis are socialists. And there isn't a Republican alive who is a freaking nationalist socialist. However, many progressives, you know who they are actually nationalists, protectionists, socialists, which would make darn facts.
I'm sorry, but facts are facts.
In other crazy news, a hospital in the UK no longer wants nurses or doctors to use the term breastfeeding or breast milk to be sensitive to the trans community. Instead, it should be further known as human milk or chest milk. However, if a man gets cancer in his chest area, it's still known as breast cancer because both men and women actually have breasts.
Oh, I don't have breasts.
Only women's breasts have been sexualized. And no matter how hard a man who wants to be a woman wants to try and breastfeed a baby, they just can't do it. That darn scientific fact.
Facts don't matter, guys. It's a slippery slope. Okay.
Finally, tonight, Sisoak Speaks. That's right. King Sisoak. Ooh, strike that. No. Führer Sisoak. No, I'm sorry. Got it wrong again. Dictator Sisoak has spoken. Okay, that's all a joke. He is our governor, unfortunately. And yes, he did speak today. He finally lifted the pause. So he says, that's right. He says he lifted the pause that's been on Nevada for several months now. So what the heck does that even mean? It means this. Starting on Monday, February 15th, instead of restaurants being at 25% capacity, they get to go to a whopping 35% capacity. But he really screwed you over when he said that reservations were no longer required to get into those restaurants. That means getting into the Cheesecake Factory is going to be nearly impossible once again. And yes, I know that's the most basic thing I could ever say.
Basic meaning simple or basic meaning basic?
Basic meaning basic, Terry.
By March 15th, 1 year from this COVID nightmare lockdown beginning here in the state of Nevada, capacities go up to 50%. Ooh, joy.
That, FYI, was sarcasm.
Then after that, on May 1st, Governor Sisoak will relinquish his emergency power authority dictatorship Führer type system and allow the counties to decide what happens to you. There you go. So what about kids going back to school? Well, he bragged about the fact that in 16 of the 17 Nevada counties, kids are back at school. And that means everywhere but Clark County, the largest county. The county with the 6th largest school district in the nation. Yeah, they're not going back anytime soon. I mean, K through 3rd is on March 1st, and maybe the rest of our kids will get to go back to school sometime in the 2021-2022 school year. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
They won't, because I'm never going back to that school again.
So did he lift the pause? Not really. He just slowed the pause down and extended it for even longer. But this must be the plan. So I guess we can expect Governor Gavin Newsom to make a similar decision here very, very soon, which might mean maybe by May we could go to Disneyland. Fingers crossed on that one. And that's what you need to know right now. Remember, I'm here every single Monday through Thursday at 6:30 p.m. with the news you need, the way you want it, tons of fun and really fast. Plus on Mondays and Fridays at noon, I am here with the Michelle Mortensen Show for in-depth analysis and all your pop culture news. So I hope you will join me tomorrow for the big show at noon. And just a little programming update on Monday, February 15th, President's Day, we will not have a what you need to know right now. So I will be back here on Tuesday. Oh, and if you like to celebrate Lunar New Year, that's tomorrow, the year of the ox.
Moo.
So happy New Year to you. I'll see you next time.
Time to get real.